Well, as the holidays inch closer, a new study is revealing how millennials might differ from other generations when it comes to shopping. And joining us now with the details is Yahoo Finance's Sibile Marcellus. Sibile, what can you say about millennials and our shopping behavior?
So, the pursuit of the perfect Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's is one of the main reasons why consumers with credit cards are willing to go into debt this holiday season just so they can afford it, just so they can buy gifts for their loved ones, for their kids. And what we're seeing is creditcards.com put together this new report, and it's millennials, the generation that's the most willing to admit that, yes, the holidays for them does justify going into the red and taking on a lot of credit card debt. Now, this is very concerning because a lot of Americans are living on the edge right now. Like during the 2008 financial crisis, we had peak consumer debt at $12.7 trillion. But right now, it's at $13.9 trillion and moving higher. So it's very concerning that consumers are feeling so much pressure that they feel like they need to go into credit card debt to be able to afford the things that they want to buy this holiday season.
Yeah, I wonder how many of those is just, millennials needing to jump into debt, I suppose, as well.
Yeah, they have no money to buy gifts.
I'm so glad you said that because millennials are in a lot of financial straits.
Yeah.
Because they're facing a lot of challenges. There's the student loan debt crisis we talk about, like the $1.5 trillion crisis. Plus, many millennials have a tradition of traveling home for the holidays. So you're talking about airfares, and that airlines, they love to capitalize on that. And also millennials who have kids. When you have kids, they want things. Santa is supposed to bring them their whole list, and parents just want to keep up, and they want to make sure that their kids have what they want and have a nice Christmas, a nice holiday season, so that adds even more pressure. And the report also found that people who already have debt, they just bury their head into more debt.
Yeah,
They're going to spend even more with their credit card this holiday season.
You can't go home and say, hey, Pops, Mom, I got you nothing because I'm in debt. Although maybe you could.
Yes, you can, because you should say, Merry Christmas, at least I'm not living in your basement. So, that's a silver lining.
You can't say that to your little kids, though.
That's true.
They're living in your house.
Well, that's so interesting. You got consumer confidence is a different number. It's high. Then obviously that ties into what you were just saying about the credit card debt. What about the Gen Z? Did it talk about anything about the Gen Zs and kind of how that influences as well?
Yeah, so not so much about Gen Z because they're just coming up. So millennials are really the ones that are in their late 20s, early 30s that should be more established, but they're not really. Let's remember a lot of millennials graduated into the recession. So when they actually did get a job, often the salaries were really low, and currently, they have less wealth than boomers had when they were in their 20s and 30s. I know there's a lot of generational wars going on right now between boomers and Gen Z and millennials. But there is some facts, some truth to the accumulation of wealth is not as strong as it was for the boomer generation.
Yeah.
Is there at all any part of this about the fact that millennials right now are in this age group where they might be willing to take on more debt because as they're looking at it, they're like, okay, I've got a much longer tail, right, to pay that debt off. Whereas if you are a baby boomer or you're already someone who's already retired, you're like, oh, I can't really be taking on this debt right now for something like Christmas, especially as I'm looking to retire.
So overall, with people with credit cards, 45% are willing to go into debt during this holiday season just to be able to afford the shopping. But when it comes to millennials, it's really about they don't want to go into debt. Many of them are broke. And that's the only way they can actually afford a lot of these things that they want for their loved ones. So that's what we're seeing here.
Yeah, and generationally, the pressure's the same to get a good gift. Whether you're 20, whether you're 30, 40, everyone's counting on you to get a good gift. But and it keeps starting earlier and earlier.
And you could save money. Maybe instead of buying Louis Vuitton heels for your girlfriend, maybe make a homemade pie or something like that.
Yeah, homemade pie is very big these years.
Cheaper gifts. Show other types of skills.
My kids won't buy that.
Yeah, got you a pie. Sorry.
What?
Oh, you wanted AirPods? Well, I made you a cranberry. All right, Sibile Marcellus, thank you so much. Hey, investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.